Okay, so for the deck profile, I'm playing the deck at 50 cards. After locals and after the new additions and playtesting, I think 50 works perfectly. I've tested the deck and I don't think that too many issues. 50 just works perfectly. So to start off with, we play 3 starter Synchron, 3 junk Synchron. From the last video, if you haven't watched it, I did a deck profile again. I also did a deck profile, but this is the updated with all the cards now. I have everything, I've tested it, I think it's perfect, but this will stay the same. 3 junk, 3 starters, this will not change until we get new support that says otherwise, but you just have to play them at 3. Next, 1 Jet Synchron, 1 Cyber Synchron. I'm so happy I put Cybers back, because at locals I went up against a Dino player, and I had Herald up top, and I had a bad hand, and I could only make a Herald, so he decided to summon I forgot what Dino he summoned, and he attempted to knock into my Herald, but luckily I had Cybers Engrave, so I just banished my Cybers and my Herald survived. So I just punished him there. So this was the Cybers that came in clutch. The best level 2s, Doppel Warrior and Junk Converter. You can't change this, you need to play these. These are the key cards to the combo. And I finally got my hands on a playset of 3 Caligo Crow and 3 Just a Confit. I cannot explain how nice it is to have the playset now. The deck is, I'm so happy, like the deck is finally complete. It's so reassuring now that I have this. Yeah, and then we have to play the Dawnwalker package. The thing is now that people don't really know how to interact with this, even though people are playing more Chaos Rulers now because of Punk Synchro. People will not play the Dawnwalker package because it locks you into complete Synchro summoning, like you only locked into Synchro summoning, and no deck plays pure Synchro. So, I mean, we can take advantage of this because people don't know how to interact with this, they'll randomly ash it, or it's amazing. That's why we play this, and it's so beneficial to us. So, Dawnwalker package, you have to play it. A Stardust Trail, Destrudo, and Meme, the one-offs. Hate the Meme, it's annoying. We need to play it because of Nibiru. We need to have the follow-up for Nibiru, so we have to play Meme, but it sucks when you mill it of Chaos Ruler or you draw it, and it's a water target, so I mean, it's a water attribute, so it's not that great, but we need to play it because of Nibiru. And then the spells, the best spell in the deck, Synchro Overtake, special summons Junk Synchron. This and Doppel Warrior gives me full combo. Actually, this came up in locals last week, where I went up against Andrew's Branded Despia, and I lost the first match. He just clapped me because he went first, and I couldn't really do much. I had Kaijus in hand, which no one was expecting. So he had Masquerade and Mary Jane on the field, so I Kaiju'd his Masquerade and attempted to start comboing off, which is good. But then, like, he stopped me mid combo, and it's like there's nothing I could do. He just had everything. He had an out for everything. So that was that. Game 2 destroyed him with Synchro Overtake and Doppel, like full combo, full board full of negates, couldn't do anything. Moved to game 3. Well, unfortunately lost because I opened up a hand full of hand traps. So he went first and I shut his board down with the hand traps, but then I had no follow-up, so he just killed me the next turn. Which is unfortunate, it happens sometimes, but yeah. 3 tuning. Tuning is great. We use 3 tuning for bait, as I explained in the last video, and because when you're siding in a side deck, we play 3 Gravity Collapse, and if you saw in the last video, and you'll see now, I run two hand traps of every kind, so 3 Gravity Collapse sort of breaks that synergy. So what we do is I usually sub out my 2 Kaijus and 1 tuning, and it still works perfectly fine. So yeah, tuning. Then the one of Foolish Burial, Stardust Illumination, Call By. Call By is amazing when you get Imperm, Veiled, or not Imperm, when you get Veiled or Ashed. Call By, you just slam the Call By and it feels so good. Rota, Monster Reborn, and that sort of pulls up the deck for engine cards and tool cards, whatever you call it, I don't know. And then we move into the hand trap segment, and I want to give a big shout out to Chris. I went up against him in his Tritron deck. At that time I was at, how many wins was that? I was at 2 wins, 1 loss, and I really needed the win to make 4th place, but anyway, at locals, but anyway, I didn't. He beat me, destroyed me, and fair enough. Like, I mean, playing Magic-y, Drytron, and yeah, shut me down, which is good. I actually got a lot to learn from that deck, but he actually, at the end of that match, gave me hand traps for free, and I was like, dude, I feel so guilty because dude, Chris, if you're watching this, you're amazing, man. You saved my life with the hand traps. So I previously only had 1 Ash Blossom. He generously gave me a 2nd. So thank you, Chris, for the Ash Blossom. 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Ogre, 2 Crow. Thank you, Chris, for the 2nd Crow. Really needed it. 2 Radiant. The Radiant comes in clutch so many times, and it catches your opponent completely off guard, and it's fun when that happens. And then 2 Twin Twisters for back row, because yeah, I don't want to get caught with Mystic Mine or anything crazy in the back row, so Twin Twisters. And that's the main deck. For the side deck, nothing much has really changed. I don't think anything has changed. But I am considering maybe taking it. It's saddening, but I'm mainly thinking of taking out Satellite Warrior and replacing it with a Cosmic Blazer or a Stardust Cypher or a Shooting Quasar, one of the level 12s. Just in case I get a trigger happy Nibiru player where the opponent just gets really lucky with Nibiru and they just keep Nibiruing me. Then I feel like we take this out and we put in one of the level 12s. Just so when I'll create a combo guide I'll create a combo guide eventually for you guys. But I want to shout out to 037 Wolf on YouTube. He did the combo guide there, and I literally just looked at that and studied it, and I've been playing it, and it's really cool. You can make a Cosmic Blazer plus 5 draw, or you can go Crystal Wing Herald. There's so many ways to vary your play after you get hit by Nibiru. But I will make a video talking about it, where there are a lot of disadvantages and advantages of it, but I'll get into that in the other video. Magical Midbreaker, amazing, you need to have it. Then the Gamma package, I still need to get my hands on 2 more Gamma, but for now this works because it's 2, so you can just sub out any other 2 hand traps so in the main deck. So Gamma package, Nibiru, you need to play Nibiru, but it's still a thing. You need the opponents, you need to keep them in check sometimes. Lancia completely shuts down Gren Maju, which can come up at times, and Flanderies, because it's still running around and I hate that deck. But honestly, it doesn't really affect us that much, because I mean, the only thing we need to worry about is Avian and the Barrier Statue, because Empen really doesn't do much to us. But still, you don't want to give them the satisfaction of building their board. 3 Gravity Collapse, we need to play it. We're a full Synchro deck. It's the thing we need to capitalize on. Gravity Collapse is amazing. You know how I feel about it. Red Reboot and Anti-Spell. I only use these 2 if I'm going first. I'll side out my Twin Twisters for these. Or depending on the matchup, I might put in 2 Night Beam. So target 1 set spell trap your opponent controls, destroy that target, and that target cannot chain in response to this. So it's amazing. But it only works for set cards, so it depends on the matchup. And then 2 Dark Blue No More if I'm going first. I'll use this with Kaijus and just shut your opponent's board and take pieces away, and it's amazing. And then the extra deck. Honestly, not much has changed. Nothing has changed at all. The only thing I will say is I wish I had a Baron, because I'm playing Cheng as my level 10. Baron would be amazing, but yeah, it's really expensive, so I really can't afford it. So make do with what we have, I guess. Celestial Double Star Shaman, Martial Metal Marcher, Herald is amazing, punishes opponents. I really love this card. Cupid Pitch comes up so many times where you can make it burn your opponent, and then sometimes time gets called, and sometimes you in the zone you're comboing off, you don't even realize that time is called, and you've already burnt your opponent, and you win just because of this. Cupid Pitch sometimes comes in clutch. Really, I love this card. Junk Warrior, the target for Synchro Overtake. Excel Synchron. Junk Speeder, the key card to the deck. It makes Healthy Firebreak look like a joke. So, Junk Speeder. TJ Librarian, this card always makes my opponents like shocked every time they go get up against his deck because the amount of cards we draw. And then they'll side in Droll and Lockbird, and sometimes it hurts because if you have Hyper Librarian, but if you don't have full combo, you have half combo with Kiligo or a Junk Converter. Sometimes you don't even use the Librarian, so the Droll and Lockbird doesn't really do much against us. Stardust Charge Warrior, it draw a card and can attack into all my opponent's monsters, special summon monsters, amazing. Yazi makes Nibiru look like a joke, assuming we don't draw into the Meme. Chaos Ruler, the card that gets hit with Imperm, Vela, Ash, everything now because Punk Synchro. They play the Chaos Ruler, so now we get hit with Chaos Ruler and Dragon Link, I suppose. Our Chaos Ruler gets hit, but it's cool because we usually have other cards to the combo, so they'll usually will bait out and Imperm, Vela, Ash, whatever, using the Chaos Ruler, summon Junk, or combo off in another way. And then if Imperm and Vela is gone, then you know that your speed will resolve no problem. So long as your speed is chain blocked with like a converter or a doppel or something like that. But yeah, it punishes your opponent. The opponent needs to have 2 hand traps all the time for this deck. Then Cypher Mode Omega rips cards from your opponent's hand. Amazing. The amount of times this comes up, and it returns your cards to the graveyard. So I usually either return Stardust Illumination, Stardust Trail, or Cyber Synchron back to the graveyard to give protection once again. Omega is nice. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, the best level 8 in the deck. It's a punishing card. It just sucks against Link monsters, but still, it still does a lot of negates, pops, it's great. Hot Red negates anything on the field. I still wish it was pop, so because of things of like Mystic Mine. I don't play the Dragster anymore, so it's either this or an Herald that has to hit the Mystic Mine. And you really don't want to use this against Mystic Mine because it only stops it for the turn and then it's alive again the next turn. So yeah. And then Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Chinging. I wish this was a Baron, I really wish. But unfortunately I don't have one. So make do with what I have. But honestly, there are times where this comes up where you'll have this out and you'll have a Herald out and we do a little bit of banishing. And if our opponents do a little bit of banishing, your opponent's monsters become so weak that they can't even hit into your Herald. So, I mean, there are times where it comes in quite handy. And yeah, your opponent tries to banish stuff and then we just banish on their field and graveyard just to punish them. So this is my updated deck profile for Synchrons. I don't think this is going to change anytime soon. I'm liking it the way it is now. I think I can now finally move on to make combo guides and hand trap guides and how to negate and how to hand trap with this deck as is now. If you liked the video and you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. And honestly, just let me know in the comments, like, what do you want to see first? Do you want to see combo guides first, or do you want to see how to hand trap with this deck first? Because it just helps me like what video to prioritize. So yeah, and then I can post those and then see you guys' feedback from that, and then update it or fix stuff, and you know, prioritize the different videos that you want to see. That's all I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys in the next video.